Hello, I'm Daveydave, and I am 89 years old. As amusing as it sounds, in my youth I was admiring the spectacle of muscular men flying across the ring, executing moves named after various animals and elements. I found it strangely captivating. I can still recount stories of legendary matches and larger-than-life personalities who dominated the world of professional wrestling. I could regale you with a tale of Hulk Hogan. I once had the distinct pleasure of encountering Hulk Hogan himself. It was during a special event organized by my dear friend Dave Doak, a genius who sadly never managed to solve the puzzle of why he couldn't figure out what 2 + 2 equals. Anyway, at this grand gala, Hulk Hogan made an appearance. He towered above everyone else, exuding an aura of raw power and charisma. He shook my hand vigorously, his massive grip making me momentarily question whether or not my appendage would survive the encounter. In true Hogan fashion, he proclaimed me brother and challenged me to join him in the squared circle for a friendly arm wrestling match. Alas, I politely declined due to my poor physical condition at the time. Once upon a time, during one of my many ventures into the unpredictable world of video game conventions, I accidentally stumbled upon an exclusive meeting held by none other than Tony Khan, the esteemed owner of All Elite Wrestling. Unbeknownst to me, this gathering doubled as a secret mixer for gamers, wrestlers, and fans alike. Dressed in my usual attire, consisting of worn-out shorts, mismatched socks, and a shirt featuring a character from an obscure RPG, I blended effortlessly into the crowd. As I sipped on my overpriced energy drink, I noticed Tony Khan standing at the center of the room, surrounded by an enthralled audience. His presence exuded charm and authority, even though he struggled to maintain eye contact with anyone specific. Seeing an opportunity for interaction, I boldly stepped forward, brandishing my empty cup as a makeshift microphone. "Mr. Khan!" I shouted, causing several nearby fans to jump in surprise. "Tony Khan, I am your biggest fan. Your dedication to both gaming and wrestling inspires me." My words trailed off awkwardly as I realized my misguided approach. To my shock, however, Tony didn't seem put off by my strange behavior. Instead, he smiled warmly and extended his hand for a shake. "Thank you," he said sincerely. "It means a lot coming from someone like you." We conversed briefly about our shared passions before being interrupted by the arrival of a lavish buffet filled with eclectic dishes representing various wrestling promotions around the world. That wasn't the only encounter I had with Mr. Khan either. During a particularly raucous gaming tournament held within the confines of an AEW pay-per-view event, I found myself sitting beside Tony in the commentator's booth. He seemed intrigued by my unique perspective on both wrestling and gaming, often turning to me for opinions and observations throughout the intense competition. Our unlikely partnership led to some truly entertaining banter between matches, much to the delight of the live audience. Though I might be rusty when it comes to actual skills involved in either profession, as the thrilling battle between the Young Bucks and Private Party unfolded before us, Tony turned to me with a gleam in his eyes. "You know, Dave, those tag team maneuvers remind me of the good old days when I used to take part in epic gaming marathons with my buddies." "Oh, absolutely, Tony," I replied. "There's nothing quite like working in sync with your fellow gamers or wrestlers to achieve victory." Later on, as we watched Chris Statlander perform her aerial acrobatic display, Tony leaned closer, his voice lowered conspiratorially. "Did you notice how she executed that moonsault, Dave? Reminded me of the time I tried to land a quadruple jump in Super Smash Bros. And it came down to the wire, just like this match." Grinning broadly, I nodded in agreement. "Absolutely, Tony. And think about all the strategizing that goes into planning out these elaborate moves. Much like selecting the perfect loadout or character in a game." Our banter continued unabated as the intensity of the wrestling tournament matched that of our fond recollections from our respective fields. Hello everyone out there in internet land. This is your favorite, or possibly least favorite, Old Man Daveydave speaking. If you enjoyed this ridiculous exchange between Tony Khan and yours truly, wouldn't you want to share it with all your friends? Click that share button and let the laughter spread. As for likes, well, they fuel my fragile ego, so feel free to hit that like button multiple times. And finally, subscribes? What better way to ensure you never miss another one of my absurd escapades than by hitting that big red subscribe button?